Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
How y'all like that music?
Your brother did a good job.
He really did. He really did. And I do ask anyone that would like to go over and check out just in YouTube, type in Justified series theme song. And that way you'll hear he did a really good job. It's very close, the whole bullet sounds and all that's not in the actual song, but I thought, son-in-law put that there. I thought it'd give a good touch to the music.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. Who all we got in here tonight? Everybody in here, in case any of you don't know, this is Nellie. This is like my little sister. And she's also one of my main moderators. And
Hello, everyone.
she's a night owl. She's a night owl like me. So now I don't have to sit up here by myself at night. If she's feeling up to it, she is going to be joining me up here. So just in case some of you may not know who she is, you're going to love her. Promise you.
Oh, thank you.
So who we got? We got Dave G and Archimedes Girl. Two of my mains. Great to see you guys here. We got Melissa Clark. Chilling with Van. Rebel Ridge Runner.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah, she's awesome too. She's been with me for a long time. How y'all doing tonight? And how is these YouTube streets treating everybody? Good Lord, have mercy.
Mm.
Hey, Ken Archie, do you know he used to be in a band when he was younger? Now he's my older brother. He is like a decade older than me. So he was actually he wasn't old enough to do Woodstock, but he wanted to. And he was all about that kind of music. Then he was in a band when he was a teenager. And it's unbelievable. He is very good on the guitar, on dobro. He can even do ukulele, banjo. He can even do fiddle. I mean, he's really good at all that. And what's amazing is he never took lessons. All of this he did just on his own, just they call it playing it by ear. He's really good at it. I was really impressed when I asked him if he could do something similar, and he did that. I mean, I was super impressed. Look, Nellie, Ash, and Emmy.
I know, I saw it. That's what I was telling her. Hi in the chat.
Yes, my little niece. Not my
I love her.
biological niece, but she is unjustified niece and grandniece.
She's amazing.
Rebel Ridge Runner, cement shoes. Cement shoes. I like that name. I like the name Rebel Ridge Runner too. You know, my first dog ever, his name was Rebel. Yes, his name was Rebel. He was a German Shepherd. And he lived to be like 16 years old. Great, great dog. So yeah, YouTube. I did a story today on Sheets. Nellie actually, what is bizarre is Nellie actually, not right beside, not neighbors, but she lived, kind of close to this family. And she kind of remembers it when it happened, because I'm sure it was the talk there as well. But what's bizarre is she lives approximately the same distance of where it happened as I live from where these people are originally from, in Decatur. I don't even know how I feel about that case. I really I don't know. It's definitely a case for mental illness and her husband trying to get her help. the system just failed this whole family. It's horrific. Did any of you have an opportunity to watch that video or know of the case that I'm talking about, the Sheats family? Because this was the picture perfect family. I mean, similar like to the Watts, you know, they had 2 daughters, mom and dad, beautiful. The whole family is beautiful people. You know, they live in this beautiful home. And on the outside looking in, they look like the perfect family, like the family everybody wants to be, you know. And then, unbeknownst to anyone, this happens. And it's like, everybody's like, how can this happen? How can this happen with this family? Even the kids' friends. It's like, how can this happen?
I know, and the oldest daughter was engaged to be married and everything. I mean,
3 days. And you know, the argument stemmed, which is, I'm not certain. The argument stemmed from the older daughter, quote unquote, breaking her curfew. But she was 22 years old. Well, the mom wants to ground her. And the dad's like, you cannot ground a grown woman from seeing her fiance that she's going to be marrying in 3 days. It was just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this case at all. I really don't. I do feel it's unjustified. It should have never happened. It's there's no motive. You know, the only motive is the dad says it was, you know, she just wanted him to suffer. But I feel the motive is deeper than that. I feel this lady, something may have happened in her past that maybe even her husband wasn't aware of. And she feared loss so much, you know, that she couldn't even contemplate losing anyone else in her life. Thank you for subscribing over there, Cement Shoes. Yeah, the Breaking Crime News channel it's very interesting as well. Now, the videos over there are not as long, obviously, because it's breaking news and we don't have all the facts and evidence and everything tied into most of the cases I put over there, but very interesting to say the least. And then when I do get updates on the cases over there, I also will post those as well. So I thank you for joining over there. And I invite you all to come over there because, hey, breaking news is news as well. And some of it is just as unreal and ends up being huge. Hey, Megan, it's good to see you over here, girl. I have missed seeing you around. Seeking the Truth with Dave. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by and seeing us. Yeah, me and Nellie just decided to go ahead and just do a little live tonight and kind of talk about the current events and happenings and just see if anyone, you know, wanted to talk about those things tonight. And then after I get it scheduled, I see many other people is live, and I don't really like doing that, but hey, you know, like I told Nellie, we'll just stay small and that's okay. Small and chill. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Archie, I am the same way, girl. I've got a 17-year-old too. And I feel weird just telling her you're grounded, you know, and I don't because, well, I just to be honest. I have no reason to. But even if I did, but can you imagine a 22-year-old? And to my knowledge, the only reason that she was even still living at home is because her mom didn't want her to move out. So, yeah. Yeah, Ashley, go check it out. That is a case that, in my opinion, is in a way similar, sort of, to the Watts case, and I don't even know why I feel like they're similar, but I do.
The only thing missing is YouTube would not allow Kim to put the full 911 call in there,
Yeah,
but you can listen to it. You can search it if you want to, but just listen to it. Just be warned, it's very you can hear everything going on, the shooting and all of it.
yeah, there's some
It's
of it.
very bad.
Yeah, it's unedited to the point to where, see, it was when I first uploaded it, YouTube was like, nope. And I was going to have to, everybody was going to have to click something and everything else to be able to watch it. So I was like, well, let me try to edit it and get it just good enough to where they're going to allow it here without people having to sign in and promise they're over whatever age and all this other jazz. So I had to edit it. I had to edit it some, but it's not really much. You're still getting the whole gist of the situation. It is unreal. You can hear the family like they can't even believe what's happening. And to get that, man, it was on his birthday, a birthday party that she set up for him. That was the party.
He was begging her to shoot him and let the girls live. He said, "Kill me, not them."
Yeah, kill me. Kill yourself. Just please let the girls live. And she's like, no, no.
Nope, this is all your fault, is what she said.
Yeah, you've done this.
That still gives me chills. Ugh.
Unreal. She said Jason would always play those girls against Christy. She said she would tell Christy she don't know why she stayed with him. Okay, this is the lady that commented, y'all, on the video. And she's very knowledgeable of this case. And I had actually invited her if she would like to come up and talk about it. And, that's completely up to her. But I do appreciate her coming in tonight to give us her, her knowledge on the case, even if it be in chat or on panel. Either way, I do appreciate it, Colleen.
Very much so. Thank you.
Oh, was it 6 months, Colleen? See, me and Nellie, I'm just going to be honest with you. And it wasn't so much Nellie as me. Actually, it really wasn't any Nellie. It was all me. I was like, to me, there's something more there. There's got to be something more for her to snap like that. And just because he said, I want a divorce. And they had just been through that trial separation. So, as long as I've did true crime, I'm like, there's got to be something more.
Well, I said he got married soon after. I just couldn't remember how soon after he got married. So 6 months is, yeah, that's about right.
See, that's just.
And he has kids again. I mean, I personally would never be able to have kids again. That's just me, though.
Yeah. I believe he told her. See, okay, Colleen, we actually, or I did, speculated that could have been because they had just went through a trial separation. He had just came home. And
yes.
So, we did, or I did, wonder.
No, we both did. We were both wondering. We were bouncing it back and forth. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is this case, I don't know, it is, in a sense, reminds me of the Watts case. It's just, So I can't even explain why, but it does. She just moved back in and they were supposed to be working on the marriage. So it was her that moved back in. Okay. See, I thought it was him that had came back home. So it was her. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Exactly. I mean that they just do. People snap and it's never a good outcome. Never. Well, Dave,
No kidding.
Charles Manson's mom wasn't that great a person herself. I mean, I'm just saying. Charles Manson, in my opinion, was almost a product of his raising.
Didn't he have a son that killed himself because he couldn't stand the thought
He,
of being related to him?
he absolutely did. He did.
I thought.
And his son, which is Charles Manson's grandson, actually had to go through court and several other things to actually claim Charles's body when he passed away. Because there was other people claiming to be Charles's son, Charles's grandson, and all this, and none of their DNA actually checked out except the grandson. So he took control of his body, and he had him cremated and all that. And that funeral is the strangest I have ever seen. There was like a handful of people at it, like Manson worshipers, I guess you could say.
Ugh.
Crying, just bawling, out of control. Kissing his corpse. Yes,
Ew.
absolutely. And then when his grandson took his ashes to this place, and they wouldn't name where the place was, of course, and he was spreading the ashes, these people were taking the ashes and rubbing it all over their body and on their face.
What the
Yes.
heck?
Yes. Unreal. Absolutely. Even the psychologist said Christy was at a point to where she didn't know what she was doing. So sad, Colleen. It is. That's why I say I don't know how I feel about this case. She never ever came out of the hole. This deep. It was actually the point of no return, but nobody could see it until it was just too late. I couldn't even begin to wrap a thought around what, like telling himself, this will be the last time I take my babies in. I just can't. I get it. I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, Chris. It's hard to know what to believe with him. I mean, it's just it is. It's hard to believe anything with him, really. Like if he was to come out today and it was true what David Carter said, which is I do not believe, by the way. I already made a video on David and how credible he is. But even if Chris were to come out today and say the exact words David claims he said, who would really believe it, right?
Nobody, because he's
Yeah,
told so many different versions, it's not even funny.
you can't believe nothing he says. I mean, really. Oh, it was cement shoes. I mean, it was pathetic. There was probably 5, 6 people at his funeral. Or, not counting his grandson and his grandson's wife. There may have been more than that. I'm not sure. One of the guys there looked just like Alice Cooper. I'm not even sure that it wasn't because it
Oh, God.
looked, yes. This dude was so upset because the preacher that actually performed the service, this guy that looked like Alice Cooper, pretty much got up and cussed the preacher out at the funeral. It was one of the strangest funerals ever. And yeah, cement shoes, that funeral, I do have it on the UnJustified Facebook page if you want to watch it. Just join the Facebook page and you can hit, I think you can ask Dave G. I believe you just hit videos on the page and it's there. I did live stream it to the Facebook page. Very, very crazy funeral, to say the very least. Jason told police nothing like that had ever happened before. But if you go to his page in his long post right after, he says otherwise. He said one time he had to wrestle a gun out of her hands. I know she was a big gun advocate. I read that a lot. I read to where she was just all about the Second Amendment. She was all about the right to keep and bear arms. And that's pretty much all of Alabama. Just to be honest, they are a very big conservative state. That's no secret. And then, I guess that was probably the worst thing she could have inherited from her grandfather was the guns. And it was also said that she had applied for a pistol permit, a license to carry. Even though this is an open carry state, you still have to have the license or the permit, whatever you want to call it, to carry concealed. And she had applied for one here. I'm not sure that it laws in Texas. It's probably the same. Nellie knows, but they had denied her the permit. So if she was ever institutionalized, that would have been why she was denied. Or the only other reason to be denied here would be if she had a felony. And I don't believe that was the case at all. Say she went back in the house and reloaded the gun. That's what gets me, y'all. That gets me. Okay, if she went, Taylor was still alive when she went back in, reloaded, and then came back out. Now, the $1 million question I have, and I'm not throwing any stones here because I wasn't there, and when something like that's happening, I can't even imagine where your mind's at. However, why didn't Jason tackle her?
Because if you read what Colleen said, I did forget about this. He did go and hide. If you go down a little further in the comments, Colleen, it tells you right there that he did go and hide. And I forgot about that, but yes, he did go and hide. Because if it would have been me, I would have been tackling her, going after her, whatever, let her shoot the shit out of me before she shot my kid.
Jason ran and hid. If you listen to the neighbor, he says he don't see the man anymore. And that's because he was hiding. Like, I can't even comprehend that. I can't. Now, if I was a kid, maybe, but if somebody was shooting my kids and they ran away, even the neighbor knew she was going to reload. I mean, you can hear that in the 911 call. He felt certain that's what was fixing to happen, right? So it was probably pretty obvious. Why didn't he tackle her, man? Why go hide? I mean, he could have saved. There again, I don't even want to speculate there because I wasn't there, but I can't even say what I would do, but I can damn sure assure you this. I wouldn't be hiding. I would be doing something to save my kids. I can assure you of that.
Hi, Mia. Hi, Dorothy.
He took the girls to the gun range and brags about how he taught Madison how to clean a gun. Well, I don't know. That's a lot of people do that here, So he was, so what she's saying here, what Colleen's saying is he was just as much of a gun advocate as she was. However, the media pointed it more so towards her being the one all about the guns and really didn't, or I didn't see where he was pegged out as being the gun advocate as much as she was. I guess I'm kind of lost right there, but oh, Dave G, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I adore what y'all are doing over there. Y'all are doing a great job on the Watts case. It's just unreal the things you guys have uncovered and putting so much time, dedication, and passion into that. I actually did look at y'all's documentary trailer. Exciting, exciting. I'm excited to see it, really. And I mean it when I say you guys have went, and Mia as well. She has uncovered, there's nothing she don't know about that case, y'all. I'm just saying, nothing. She's amazing.
I know, I love
Dorothy,
listening to hers.
hey girl, where you been? I hadn't seen you in a good old minute. How you been doing? How is your channel coming along? I remember when you told me you were going to do it and you asked me to put it out there for you, and I was going to. I need to find it. I need to get it. I need to help you get it out there. I'm glad you came by. It's good to see you. Everybody, Dorothy, she also has a channel. It's a recovery support channel. She helps people. She's like an advocate for people that needs help. She will sit and talk to you. So Dorothy, Dave, someone put her link in there so people can come check out her channel. And it's even if you're not like needing the recovery support, you may know someone that you can help. So Dorothy's the girl to go to for that, y'all. Pierce, hey, how's it going, Jackson? Oh, we're doing great over here, everybody. This is Jackson Pierce. He has an amazing channel as well. Go check it out, really. Go check out Jackson's channel. You're going to be glad you did. He covers a lot of different things. He puts a lot of collabs together. Very interesting. That way you don't even have to run around looking for the different things you're looking for. He puts them all together for you, and he sits there and he talks with you about it. Great channel. Go check him out. Jackson, I made you a mod, hon. Go ahead and put your link in there so everybody can go check out your channel as well. We don't have that many in here tonight. The reason being there's lots of lives going on. I didn't even know this was happening, but it is, and that's cool. We kind of like it like that in here. Kind of a slow pace, chill, talk about what we want to, and then everyone can catch the replay. They always do. So, Yeah. If y'all are not familiar with Jackson's channel and Dorothy's, and of course, I'm sure most of you do know Dave's G's channel. If not, check it out as well. He is deep into the Watts case as well as Mia. Y'all check their channels out.
Yeah, you sent me to Dorothy's channels, and I love both of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dorothy. Gotta love Dorothy, really. She's awesome, man. Cement Shoes, I'm sure Jackson can put his link in there for you. And yeah, you're going to love his channel. He does lots of lives as well. and as I say, very interesting. I actually found him because he mentioned me. I wasn't even aware of his channel either, but he had mentioned me, and I seen where I'd had a mention, and so I went and checked it out, and I was like, yeah, he really has a lot of good collabs here, and he goes over them with people. So well, thank you, Mia. I appreciate that, honey. But I've talked about that case, and I've talked about that case, and I think nobody is as deep and dedicated to that case as you and Aussie Dave and his newest partner. I think it's Red X is her channel. I mean, you guys have went above and beyond with that case, and I truly respect everything you've done in it. Brought about things that so many of us completely failed to even see.
No kidding. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, and not just pointed it out. They don't just point it out. They literally go into detail, and they show you facts and why this and why that. Like, it's unreal. And they will get you in a place, and you will learn so much. Not even about the Watts case. They will educate you so much just watching their videos. It's really amazing.
I have to agree with you 100% there. Come on, kiddo.
Good deal, Cement. That's great. Yeah, we all just one big true crime community here, a bunch of buddies. There's some that, I mean, we don't talk smack about any creator, although, just I agree with that. Although you're gonna hear it, it's out there. People's talking about us, and actually every creator in here at the moment has been talked about at some point in time by another creator, and it's completely ridiculous. It serves no purpose. It's wrong. And even worse than that is most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, the things they're saying and ridiculing others about is absolutely false. It's false. They're lying. They're twisting just to hurt someone else. How in the hell does it make anybody feel good to hurt someone else? It makes no sense.
Shoot, I don't even have a channel and I've been talked about. I was like, what the heck?
Thank you, team. Welcome to Team UnJustified, Jackson. Welcome to the jungle. Cher says, welcome to the crazy train. No, welcome to the jungle here. Thank you for joining.
Okay, but it's a fun jungle.
It is a fun jungle, mostly night owls, mostly.
Yeah, since none of us sleep half the time.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely. And of course, Dave G just dropped the link for Jackson's channel. Any of you that haven't joined, please do. Any of you watching the replay, make sure you hit that link. Great channel, y'all. You ain't going to have to hop all over YouTube to find the newest and most interesting collabs because he puts them there for you. Spends a lot of time, really good editing. Very nice guy. Hello, Karen. How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Thank you, Ashley. She's always on fire, Dave. Always. See, Karen, that's what I like to hear. That's what we strive for.
Exactly.
You don't need 800 in chat. That's the thing. We don't even want 800 in chat because it gets too chaotic. There's really no personal there. You can't even really talk to each other. You can't even see. The mods have too much on them. They're timing out people that they don't even mean to because it's going so fast. Like, I don't even like that. I like this slow, laid back, chill, speak to everybody kind of thing. Everybody can watch the replay. That's cool. We want you to, but at the same time, as we're live, this is good. We like this. We want everybody to be comfortable. And, people pretty much realize and know in here it's not drama. It's just we sit back, we chill. Pretty much like me, Nellie, Dave, and Miss Archimede always says, we sitting on the front porch on the porch swing talking. That's what we do. Yes, Ashley. Our members chats are awesome too, girl. They are, and we're going to get those started back up. We do. We talk about all kinds of stuff in the members chat. You can't really do it on YouTube because there's so much censorship and just in there. Yeah, we just talk about whatever we want to. Okay, well, that's great, Cement. I'm glad you're here with us. I know this one's kind of laid back and just not really in anything in particular we're talking about, but that's okay. Okay, Jackson, thank you. Thing of it is it's the times, what it is, and the time zone differences. Like, we have so many from Australia, the UK. Oh goodness, Nellie, everywhere, and the time zone differences is just crazy. So I do appreciate that. I really do. And we're going to have to do a show sometime together. We really are. Yeah, the little Summer Wells case. Yeah, we haven't even talked about that tonight, have we? No.
I pray that they find that poor little girl.
I do too. It's that case has me so torn. It's got me torn in so many different directions. Jackson, I'm in Florida and Nellie is in Texas. Is it Central Texas, Nellie, or?
Yeah. Let's just go. Yeah, it's close enough.
Texas is so big, right?
Yeah.
Have my Skittles hiding from kitties. This mama needs a break. So I'm just listening. That's what we do 99% of the time. We're just listening. This live was absolutely, as per usual with us, unplanned. It was just like, let's talk. Let's see what everybody's doing tonight. Let's see how everybody feels about all the things happening. No, I'm in Alabama, Jackson. I'm in Central Alabama.
I think she was just reading your part where you said I'm in Florida.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you said whenever you read it, you said I'm in Florida, and then you said, well, Janelle's in Texas, and you forgot to say where you were. So that's why I think that's why he thought you said you were in Florida.
Yeah, I'm in Central Alabama. I have family in Pensacola, Florida.
I do too.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Pensacola is not really that far. Yeah, but I've got family there.
And my sister lives in Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter, Florida. I had to think on that a minute. Jupiter. Okay. Birmingham. Yeah, Birmingham's about hour and a half, 2 hours south from me. Is that where you're from, Holly? Birmingham? Colleen, okay, you're from Alabama but live in Southeast Texas. So did you know the family personally, or is it just, what you've read, or I mean, you don't have to answer, obviously, if you don't want to. But that case is very interesting to me. Very interesting to me. And when you made the comment that you knew a lot about the case, I was very interested in hearing what you knew. It's I don't know how I feel about it. How do you guys feel about the case? Oh, you was connected with one of her best friends from high school. Okay. How do you feel about the case, Nellie? I mean, really.
Well, I know people snap, I get that. But I don't understand how her husband didn't see the writing on the wall. He's with her the majority of the time. I guess he was too involved in his affair to pay attention. I don't know. 'Cause I don't know what he did or didn't do. I mean, it's rumored that they were separated for a while and just got back together to work back on their marriage, but I mean, she killed her daggone kids. I'm so sick and tired of these people killing their babies. Even, I know they were older, but still, they're their babies.
I don't know. It's just like maybe she had, I still feel like maybe something happened in her past, and and when her grandfather died, she never got over it. Never.
She lost her parents too, so she was, and her husband's threatening to divorce her. So yeah, she was losing everything. Her daughter's getting married. That probably had a lot to do with it too. I think she just felt like everyone was leaving her.
Yeah, everything she loved was going away. And Colleen said that he played the kids against her. She felt they were all against her.
It's just sad all the way around.
It is. And I just, without knowing, again, kind of like the Watts case, without knowing more than what you just get on the news, or documentaries or whatnot, without being able to actually get inside the box and know more, then that's where I stand. I don't know what to think about it. Because there had to be something, in Colleen, from the way she's talking, he wasn't that awesome to her. But there again, on the outside looking in, it looked like they were perfect. The perfect,
exactly.
But
that was the same thing with the Watts. On the outside, they were the perfect family looking in, but we all know that wasn't the case.
She had no family left. So all she had, it sounds like, was
her daughters and her husband. That's it.
Her husband. And her husband was actually telling her he wanted a divorce. And her daughter was getting married, which maybe since that everything that had come down on her, she felt like, in a sense, she was losing her too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
her youngest daughter was going to be a senior, so
right,
she would be going off to college the following year. So I think she just felt like everyone was leaving her. And once her daughters were gone, she wasn't going to have anybody because her husband was leaving her too.
It had to be sad to live in her mind,
Oh, gosh, yes.
To walk in her shoes. Don't believe that story about grounding Taylor, and neither does her friend. See, and there again, that's what we have. That's all we have, is what Jason has told us that happened and caused everything to escalate that night. You know, that's all we have. But then you have her friends, and I even put that in the video. One of her friends going, "That's not her. I couldn't even believe this was the same Christy they were talking about. That's not her. Her kids were her life." And she talked to her friend all the time, and I'm assuming maybe it could be the one that I did have on the news article in the video that maybe Colleen's talking about, because that lady did seem like she was very close to her. And even she didn't see nothing wrong, Nellie. She didn't even see there was a problem.
Mm-mm.
You know, and look how beautiful Christy was, right?
Very much so.
And it's like she kept it all hidden very well. She didn't want anybody to know there was issues inside the home.
My sister-in-law was the same way. I mean, none of us knew what was, even my own brother didn't know what was going on with her. On the outside, she acted like everything was fine. And then one day he comes home from work and she's gone. I mean, thank God he got there before the kids got home.
So you had something similar like this happen, like to someone you know as
Just
well?
the, just the, taking of your own life part. I don't know what YouTube allows you to say, so I didn't want to. She
Right,
ended her own life, you know.
right. Yeah,
But
Colleen, that's where I stand too, honey. It's like I'm not defending what she did either. Nellie's not defending what she did,
oh
but
no,
I mean, it just sounds like she wasn't even in her right mind or something, and it I don't know. Maybe she should have been institutionalized if she was that far off, that far in. But somebody should have noticed it, right? Inside, not outside, because they can play it well to the outside, but somebody should have noticed. And I guess her husband did. I mean, I've heard he tried to get her help. He begged for her to get help. Just it wasn't working. Okay, Jackson, you have a great night. And everybody that watches the replay, again, go subscribe to his channel. You're going to be glad you did.
good night, Jackson. And I just subscribed to your channel too tonight.
Yeah, and thank you for coming by. We appreciate it.
Very much so.
Have y'all heard anything about there's a lawsuit going on, a pretty big one. Is that still happening, or has it been stopped, or does anybody know anything about that? Because I don't. I just heard about it. A big lawsuit, like a $10 million, I think. Have you heard, Nelly?
Only thing I know is that the channel's not there anymore. That's the
Yeah,
only thing I know.
I heard the channel is now gone. Which wow, right?
Yeah.
Many channels, not many. I know of what, three? Yeah, that's it. I've learned a lot. I know of three channels that were deleted, like what, within the last week?
Yeah.
Two, I think it so far has been reinstated that I've heard, but I'm not sure about um, CK's channel. I'm not sure about that one. I don't think it's been reinstated. Yeah, it's oh wow. Really?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, I mean, they've been saying that for quite some time. Is this something new? I mean, is this new news, or is it the same thing we've been hearing over and over again?
Now her Patreon may still be up. I don't know anything about that because I don't use Patreon. So
Yeah, I don't either. Well, I mean, I hate that. I hate it whenever anyone loses a channel. I really do. You put a lot of hard work into it, and the thing is if you don't like it, just don't watch it. You know, um, unless they're doing some things that's really sideways. You know, you should not bully, ridicule, belittle, all that kind of stuff. There's no place for that on YouTube. But if you're on there just talking true crime, and I get it, CK is, a bit over, she's over the edge on the way she does things. She just is. So, if the people that she is hurting, if that's what they think she's hurting them, and they have to report it, that's whatever. But don't just go hit channels just because, quote unquote, you don't like somebody. That's ridiculous. Now, if the creator is actually doing something to hurt you, bully you, harming you, disrespecting you, well, yeah, hell yeah, hit it and defend yourself. But if it has nothing to do with you that they're talking about, just don't. It's not even right to do that. My channel was hit and deleted, and I don't do that. But people will just get mad at you and they will mass hit you, and it's ridiculous. If you've got a reason to report, then by all means do it. If not, don't do it just out of meanness. It's just wrong.
no kidding.
Oh, really? I know that. I've been hearing that, and I've been hearing it's been in the works for a long time, but I didn't know that it was actually being done now. So I guess we'll just have to play that out and see what happens. I mean, I don't even know how I feel about that, really, because granted, I don't watch AD like all the time. I don't even watch him ever anymore. I used to back in the day. I think everybody has watched AD some, right? Everybody. I don't hate AD either. And I know a lot of people do. I don't. He does what he does. And I don't know. I mean, I've never heard him personally say anything derogatory about Shanann or the kids ever. And there is one person in particular in the case that he does feel is involved in some way. And I can't even say that I disagree with him. Now, some of his theories, oh, yeah, I disagree with. But that's what they are, theories. I'm not going to sit here and defend either side of this fence. I'm just not going to. However, I don't know what I don't know what he's done wrong. I mean, legally, I guess that's the point I'm trying to get at. And I may be missing something, but I just haven't seen anything myself. Uh, Maybe he has. If he has, I haven't seen it. I mean, legally speaking. Yeah, that's me. I've learned a lot. I don't watch, AD's never done nothing to me, and he's always been very polite to me. When I first had a channel, he actually recommended people to come to my channel. I mean, he's never done nothing to me. And I've never heard him badmouth the victims ever. And I agree, he's got some of the theories way out there, but that's what they are, theories. We've all got them. Everybody out here has had some theory in their head that's really far-fetched. I mean, come on, we all have, let's be honest. He just speaks his theories, he speaks his theories, and as long as he keeps it to this is what I think, then I don't know. I don't see nothing he's doing legally wrong, like him or not. And if I'm wrong, call me on it, because I'm good with that. Frankie struck a lady named Kimberly's channel for reading parts of Cindy's book that wasn't published. I know the channel you're talking about, and Kimberly, I love her channel. I do. I mean, she keeps things on the light. She keeps things up and up. And here's the thing with Kimberly's channel as well. I have never heard her say a bad word at all about any of the victims. If anything, she's very defensive of the victims. Now, she's not a fan of Chris at all. None. But who is, right? I mean, who is? Kimberly's very defensive of the victims. So, see, there again, I don't get that. Yeah. I mean, they don't. They don't. Well, I've heard it both ways. I've heard they don't care if the case is talked about, as long as it's only the facts and the discovery and the body cam footages and things like that. Here's the thing. When you're talking about all of that, there's no way you can actually look at these things and not have a discussion on what's in front of you. I mean, you can't just look at it and go, yep. No, you're going to discuss things about it. That's what you do. And you're going to have thoughts, and you're going to have theories, and you're going to have speculations, and you're going to have all the who, what, when, where, how, and whys. That's just how it goes.
I mean, heck, she made her whole life public when she was alive. Those videos were out there for the whole world to see. It was not private videos.
No. Oh, no. The news even said her very public, Facebook page. And there again, in the Watts case, I have to say this. I believe that what we've seen on the videos and the cameras and all that, if you look deeper into the text and things of that nature, you can actually see the transition. What you're seeing in the videos and the smiles and the happiness and this is perfect and that's perfect and my world is awesome isn't really what was going on. Especially when we have gotten, all this information to look even deeper into everything. It wasn't even close to what was actually going on. But there again, that was Shanann's job. It really was. It was her job, to show others she felt good, right? She sold vitamins for the most part. So she had to show she looked good. Everything was good. She was coping. She was dealing. She wasn't hurting. That was her job. She couldn't actually really get on these videos and go, oh my God, I feel like awful today. I feel just terrible today. I'm just wore down. And which that's probably really how she was feeling, right? I'm wore down. I'm so depressed. She couldn't do that in those videos. I mean, she couldn't have made any money doing that. She was good at what she did. Because admit it, everybody's got to admit it. She made everybody actually want to try Thrive. I mean, she made me want to check it out, right? I mean, it's pricey. It's too pricey for me. But yeah, I would love to check it out. I would love to try Thrive just to see, because she's very convincing. I ain't even gonna lie. I was watching her drink the one shake, and she kept talking about green mint and how good it was. Do y'all know the video I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The green mint shake. And she was like, "Oh my God, I love green mint." And I ain't even gonna lie. I had to go to the store and buy me some green mint ice cream.
I did
That's
too.
see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? She's good at what she does. I mean, she is probably the best salesman I've ever seen. And she believed in that product as well. She believed in it. So she was good at it. But when
Oh,
those
shoot.
cameras went out, that girl was so depressed, honey. She was. But she never let nobody know. She never told nobody her problems. Even her own mom didn't know she was having these issues. So you went and got you some green mint ice cream too. See, she's good.
Good. Made me want some so bad. I was like, dang it.
Me too. It did. I sure did. Frank struck the video where she read the part of the book where Cindy said drugs at 6 p.m. Whether they were sick or not. Well, I mean, she's reading. I mean, she's reading parts of a book. She's quoting, in other words. I mean, I don't know, honestly, how she could be struck for quoting. Here's what someone else said. I just don't. I hope she disputed that. Oh yeah, it's not all there. No, it's definitely not, Colleen. I mean, it's supposed to be 2,000 pages, and the best we can do is 1960, and that's from the first drop. That is from the first drop. So,
I think even more pages are out now if you request it because
oh
didn't
yeah,
somebody have different pages than you had more pages than somebody else that had requested it or something?
well, actually, the way it's working is you still get 19 pages, right? But here's the thing: if you look into the discovery now, the pages have less on them. Some pages are just blank.
Right.
So they're still keeping it at the accurate page count, or they were the last time I looked, which has been a while, but it was still the accurate page count of 1960. However, less information, less and less information each time they do a new, link for the discovery.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Nicole is the one that got the media involved. She is. And even got them to go to the Watts home.
Oh, welcome, Matt. Thanks for joining.
Welcome,
We have
Matt.
a new member.
Welcome to the crazy train. Team UnJustified. Great to have you with us. We keep getting these members. We're going to be go ahead and starting our members only live. Wasn't we doing that on Wednesday night, ladies? We need to start that again.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We need to start that right back up.
Yeah, my calendar still goes off for Wednesday nights. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not doing it tonight.
I believe a lot of the discovery was not even shown to the defense. Yeah, quite possibly. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about the discovery. That's all we have is the prosecution side. We don't have anything that the defense was working on. And they were working. I mean, they were working on the case. They were, building Chris, trying to build him a case, right? We have nothing there. Nothing. Only thing we have from the defense side is the motions they filed with the courts. And 90, I'm gonna say almost all of them was denied. All the motions they filed pretty much got denied. And then Rourke was overruling those motions with his own motions, and they were getting granted. So I have not most. I've got a lot of the motions that were filed on the channel here. I need to get the rest of them up there. Thank you, Mia. Thank you, hon. I was at your live earlier, Mia. Want to tell you, I got high respect for you, girl. And I know how you're feeling because there was several of us that got that happened to us the other day, and it's just senseless. It's ridiculous.
I know. I was crying and praying for you.
Yeah, bless her heart. What I don't get is Frankie Jr. had a GoFundMe to raise money to stop harassment, and he raised a good amount of money, but no proof has been shown on where the money went. He raised that money solely. Yeah, that's true. I don't remember. I really didn't keep a close eye on it, of course, but yeah, there was a good amount raised, and then it was closed. So I have no clue either where it went. Maybe I think he was close with Kelly the advocate at the time because I know she was helping him promote it. So maybe she has an answer about that. I have no clue. You can't watch some of the body cam and not worry about certain things. That's true. You can't just sit there and watch the body cam or read the discovery or anything with that case and just, well, okay. Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
You can't. You have to
No.
question things. I mean, it's human nature.
But my thing is if they didn't want anybody to talk about it anymore, then why do the Netflix documentary that they did?
Yeah, that was
Because
just.
they were a part of it.
Oh,
They gave
absolutely.
over all of Shanann's stuff.
Yeah, well, they really promoted it as well. I mean, they really wanted people to watch that. Even, I believe it was Kim Kardashian. Now, I may be wrong, but I believe that's who it was that mentioned the Netflix documentary. And Frankie was very impressed that she was actually giving the documentary a shout out. So they were very much wanting people to watch that Netflix documentary because it was, supposedly giving Shanann a voice. And it really was. It was all about, Shanann because her family helped do it. And that's
Right.
okay. But here's the thing, in my opinion, some of the things that was put into that documentary should have been left out, in my opinion. Some of the language, I mean, to me, it didn't paint her in the light that I think they were hoping for or wanting people to see. I don't know how else to put it. And that's my personal opinion. Now yours or somebody else's may be completely different, but some of the language and some of the text, I think is what I'm pretty much trying to point out.
Right. No, I know what you mean.
Really didn't, paint her in the light that I think they were trying to, show of her. I'll just say this: if it had been my daughter, that wouldn't have been there.
Right. But the
And
thing is that documentary brought out a lot more people. A lot of new creators on YouTube started doing stuff on it. More than just you and Mia and Seeking the Truth with Dave. Y'all are the first people that I saw doing anything on that. And now more and more and more people are doing it.
yeah, I was just in the living room watching, just flipping channels night before last. Chris Watts. Confessions, or no, it wasn't. It was capturing Chris Watts. So they're constantly running these documentaries on this case on these channels, HLN, Lifetime, ID channel. These we've all seen them, but some people don't, and they're constantly rerunning them. So there's no way that this case is going to stop being talked about.
Nope.
even if it's just a handful of people that happened to flip over there the other night and seen Capturing Chris Watts. Well, if it got their attention, they were more than likely on Facebook or on YouTube, and they were Googling it, if they really wasn't familiar with it before then. Because that's just what we do. If we like true crime and a case grabs our attention, we don't stop at one thing we see, honey. We go digging deeper. That's what we do. And that's just what the true crime people do. They're not going to be like, well, that was an interesting documentary. I'm never going to think about that again. No.
No, that's not the way it goes.
Definitely not. Okay.
And I agree with you, Ash and M. They should do a documentary with the what side of the story with Cindy and Ronnie.
I agree. And that goes back to the book, The Perfect Father. Many people dislike that book. I personally think it was a very good book. And, I recommend it. Even if you haven't or don't want to listen to what I did on here, read the book. It is a very good book. Many people think it's biased. I don't. I think it's just the way it's perception, the way one side's saying it over the other. At the same time, he done the best he could, putting the other side in there, going by the discovery and going out of his way to have interviews with their friends, interviews that nobody else has ever been able to get, such as Gina Dietz. I mean, that's the whole reason they moved to California or Colorado. They lived with her for a year. CBI, nobody else interviewed her, but he did for the book. And a very interesting interview, to say the least. You can't listen to Megan J and not agree that she makes a lot of sense. People need to get over not wanting to talk about it. Completely agree. Megan J, really, once I start listening to her, I'm just, that makes sense. That is true. And there's no way not to listen to her and feel what she's saying, if you really know the case, seriously. I mean, her opinion may be different from others, but at the same time, listen to it, be open to hear anything, and then you form your own opinion. I never get tired of watching CW freak out when he's at Nate's house and he sees video, then freaks. Yes, we're all seeing that in our head right now. That visual and sunglasses, we're all seeing it. Thank you for that, Cement Shoes. We can all see that happening in real time. Chanel was very good at sales. I would have loved to see her she would have rocked in real estate. Seriously, she would have done amazing in real estate. She was really good in sales. Probably I would be terrible, like horrible. She was very good. I mean, when she's getting me to run out and buy
mint ice cream,
mint ice cream, something I've never really even cared for, but she made me think, oh my God, that sounds good, so yeah, she did that to me. Yes, that is her channel. Think for yourself. It's a very interesting channel. She's very polite and she's very in-depth with the things she believes to, and she explains them. So yeah, Megan's got a great channel as well.
Yeah, I love her channel too.
Yes.
She really makes you think too.
Yes, she does. She definitely does. Oh, yeah. I mean, see, those things, I don't know if they're supposed to be something hush-hush, or I'm not sure. The whole Tylenol Benadryl thing, I don't know if that's something, but, I mean, it was on her post. She would even put it in her post when she was talking to other mothers and things like that, or even in her videos, so I don't think it's something that she was trying to do undercover or keep hidden from anybody, because she seemed pretty open about it. She told her friends her issues, but they weren't honest to her. If I had a friend going through those issues, I would sit down and talk to her. Yeah. Everybody works things differently. You have these friends that will, and it's don't even mean they're bad. They don't know what to say. I've been in that situation. Like you just don't know what to say. You want to be an ear for them. You want to be a shoulder for them, support, but you just don't know what to say. You
Yeah, but
can
they
get
all kept telling her, Chris loves you. He'd never do anything like that. I mean,
right, but the friends the very closest to her. Now, like with my sister, I'll be like, "Hey, hold up, back up. You know, you need to think about this." And I'll just get on. I'll just be straight up with her. So the friends that's the very closest to her, knowed her the longest, they should have just said, just told her, set her down,
exactly.
says, and talk to her, and try to get through to her. You know, don't just agree. Sometimes you can't just agree with everything someone says, because you're not helping them.
No, you're making it worse.
Yeah. And even if that's what they want to hear, that's not what they need to hear, you know? And that's what I mean by some people, they just don't know what to say. And that's not even bad about them. They just don't know what to say. And so they will just either agree, or they'll just, be that shoulder. But I feel out of all the friends she had, especially, it seemed like Cassie was pretty much, she would bounce. She did. She bounced on Chris quick. Get your ass home. She
Right.
bounced. So it looks like Cassie would have, and she was even bouncing when they were having that text back and forth, about Chris can get out. That's her house, all those texts with Cassie, and it was like a group thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like she would have been the one to bounce, but I think she was just reading it wrong. I think she probably would have, but I think she was just reading the situation wrong, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, Dave. That's true. There was parts of the autopsy that is now not there, and they'll just add, and they'll duplicate too. There's duplicate things in there, like just random things that is really irrelevant, and they'll have duplicates of it, and something will be gone. And if you didn't have one before, then you won't even realize that it's different, but it is. That 9:10 a.m. Vivid alert, by the way, was from Nicole. Yeah, Nicole actually is the one that mentioned that. Discovery, they also took things out and added things that happened a year after, like Chris's girlfriend's writing him. Yeah, that's true, Dave. That is true. And many people don't even notice that. I'd have to go back myself right now and even look at it, because, there's so many dates and times and all this stuff. But in the discovery, when you're looking at the love letters that his fangirls has written him, and you look at the dates when they wrote them, and then you look at the dates when the discovery was actually dropped in the beginning, Well, the love letters were added after the fact of the drop. I think it's what Dave's saying here. Which, we just, you don't even notice those things when you're reading it, but that's proven up that was just kind of added in there to take up, a page number.
I really don't get these women that fall in love with these people that murdered people.
Yeah.
Just like the Mendez guy that he got married while he's in jail, twice already? And then the other one's married with kids?
Yeah. Yes. Well, look at Charles Manson. He always had a girl on the side. There's so many of them. Even Stephen Avery has been engaged a couple of times since he's been incarcerated. Gypsy Rose.
Goodness gracious. It just blows my mind.
Hello, Scout. Good to see you. I know I'm way behind in these comments. And you probably came in a long time ago, but I want to say hello, and I'm glad to have you here with us tonight. Glad you caught alive as well. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you around in a while. Yeah, someone asked about the violence alerts, and they wanted to know more about it. I'm going to tell you. Mia has went over those extensively and still does. So, Cement, I believe it was you. I could be mistaken, but Mia goes over those extensively, and so does Seeking the Truth with Dave. They are in this case extensively, y'all, deeply going over every hair of the case, if you will. Definitely, if you're wanting to know more about the Watts case, I've got several videos and the discovery here on my channel, but they go live still. They go into it deeply. Dave and his partner is actually putting together a documentary for the case. So, that's the two channels there, I recommend. Also, Megan J, she's still in the case as well. She goes over her thoughts and opinions on the case on her channel quite regularly as well. So, those channels I do recommend on that case for sure. I will still touch on it here from time to time, but I'm nowhere near as deep into it as these channels are. Not anymore. They wouldn't let Cindy and Ronnie talk to Chris the whole time he was in Weld County. Yeah, no. Yep. They didn't. They only got to talk to him right before the plea, and that was the phone. We all seen it.
And they weren't allowed to discuss the plea with him?
No, not at all. Actually, when Cindy brought it up, she was told, shut it down, stop, you can leave. You're not going to be doing this. One family says stick to the facts and the discovery when discussing, and the other makes statements in chat that are complete opposite. No wonder people speculate. Yeah, no kidding. That is true. Yeah, you got one side saying just speak, stick to what's in the discovery and everything pretty much that Weld gave us, and don't stray from that. However you do, you have the other side that's like, okay, I have questions about the discovery and everything we've got here. I have questions about why this happened and that happened, and Cindy's even saying, I feel like everything is just, shrouded in secrecy. I just want answers, so that's kind of like you got two sides of the fence. And so it's like you're either going to jump on a side or you're going to be like we do here and just try to stay in the middle and try to look at both sides and all angles and just try to put it all out there, and let people come to their own decision of what they want to think about it. Because we don't want to stray you on either side. We just want you to see both sides as well as you can, and then you make your own decisions. And when I say both sides, it's not even like that. There's more. It's not just this family, that family. um it's really not, because you got the friends, you got the mistress, you got the co-workers. I mean, there's so many angles to this case, and you kind of just got to put it, it's like a Rubik's cube, man. You just got to kind of put it together and form some kind of solution in your mind, because as far as getting adequate truth and facts and anything from Chris, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. One day he's saying one thing, months later he's saying something different, and then he's telling his parents that he don't even know what the hell happened. He don't even remember. So it's like a Rubik's cube. Here, you're through this Rubik's cube, and here's all these sides, angles, colors, and everything, and it's up to you to put it all together in your own mind to try to form some kind of conclusion.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
It's kind of really how it is, though. I mean, if you think about it, it's not just two sides. It really isn't. I've had people tell me there's only one side to this story. There's just one. No, that there's many sides to this story. How many interviews is there? OMG, right? Bunch.
Too many.
I mean, yeah. Everybody's got their own perspective of things.
I'll be right back, Kim. I gotta take my stuff real quick. Hold on.
Okay, honey. They had all kinds of fundraisers, sold shirts, bracelets, hoodies, Little Row. Yes, they did. They had a lot of them. I even seen where there was like, I don't know if it was a church or an organization, I don't know, or just some individuals, but they were making these beautiful blankets, and they were selling them, for fundraisers to help the family. Many shirts, yeah, different kinds of shirts. There was a good many fundraisers. There definitely was. That's right, Karen. I agree. Yeah, but see, even there, Dave, we just don't even know how to take it. 1 minute we hear we don't want. 1 minute it's, we're hearing that stop talking about it, don't talk about it. But then at the next time we're hearing, well, you can talk about it, but just stick to the discovery and the facts. And it's like, I don't know. It's, you don't know what to do, right? That's why I kind of just backed away from it. I mean, I still talk about it from time to time, and I have no problem with that, because I will just stick to the facts. However, I'm human. I do have thoughts and opinions, I have questions. I mean, you're not even going to watch a cartoon and not, have a thought and opinion about it. They're everything you're going to have a thought and opinion about, especially something like this that you have put so much time into and so much studying, and not all, so many people have. So when people get mad or hating on somebody for having a thought or opinion, or as I say, who, what, when, where, how, or why, it just makes no sense to me.
Well, everybody's going to have an opinion about something, like you said.
I know, but with this
there's
case,
no getting around it.
With this case, it's so weird. I mean, you're almost afraid to voice your opinion, because it really doesn't matter what your opinion is, or how much you can show reason of why that's your opinion. you're still going to get ridiculed. You can't, you will. It doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, I know.
And it really it'll get to you after a while. It just truly does. I mean, I had gotten to a point before I backed away from it. I knew more about Chris Watts's life than I think he knew about his life. It's crazy. I knew times, dates, stamps, just everything. And it was like, this is too much, man. Like, this is too much.
It's definitely a hole that you go deep diving into.
Actually, at this point, most of what you're going to see in social, or not in social media, not necessarily in social media, but most of the things you're going to see on TV and things like that, it is going to be almost regurgitated information. It really is. Now, the Netflix was different to that effect, because with the Netflix documentary, we did have unseen footage there that we had never seen. Not so much discovery things and things like that, because obviously that was going to be all the same. But as far as photos, videos, that there was some things in that unseen. That was the first time we'd ever seen it. And that is because her family, gave those things for the documentary. But if you're talking about the facts of the case and the evidence and the body, it is. It's just all going to be the same thing. There is nothing new, so there can't be anything new to add to it. Definitely for mainstream media, because their thoughts, theories, and all that kind of stuff doesn't float around out there that much. However, when you get out here in the YouTube world, yeah, we do talk about it. We have discussions. We show different things that we see and all this, So you may hear different out here, but for the most part, it's all one and the same. Now, Dave and his partner there again, and as well as me, I know they come up with some things, and they show you how they come up with it too. It's not just something that they're pulling out their head. They show you how they come up with this, and they find it out. And a lot of times it's just things that we've already seen, but it just slipped and we just didn't even think about it. But then they studied it so in depth, and they will show you and tell you. So as far as deeply looking into it, those two channels, that's where you need to be.
Gosh, it's storming so bad, my windows are shaking. Ugh.
Let me try to tell their side of the story. They got dragged through the mud. Yeah, I've talked to the Watts before. They just don't know what to say. I mean, and that's true. When pretty much anything they say is it's slapped back at them. So they just don't talk a lot, or they didn't. I heard they've started coming out more now a little bit. I don't talk to them anymore. It's nothing personal, and it's not because, I don't want to or anything, or they don't want to talk to me. It's nothing like that. It's just that, I'm not even going to call any names, but they did start corresponding with other creators on here, and they're working with them. And so that, that's good. If they're getting something out of it, that's great. You're correct. If they get rid of AD, there will. I mean, there's always going to be an AD, and whether there is a largest AD or have as big a channel as AD or following, there's always going to be somebody out there that is going to have pretty much the same thoughts and opinions. They're everywhere. That's what I don't get. So many people covered this case, and so many people actually had the same pretty much thoughts and opinions as he did. But then there was just a few that were really just pegged out to be, don't talk about this case. And AD was definitely one, if not top of the list, one.
But why go after him? I don't get it.
I've never knew. I just don't know if it was something that happened before I came into this case. I don't know. I don't know too. I just couldn't answer that. Yeah, somebody is eventually there will, I think one day there's gonna be a documentary with the Watts. And you're right, Mia, it's gonna be successful, and it's also gonna have a lot of hate. A lot of hate. You know it's going to, no matter what. I couldn't even, put a picture on here that they sent me to share without getting tons of hate. And it wasn't like I was choosing sides or nothing like that either. I've always said, either family, either coworker, I don't care, even NK. If you want to come to me and ask me if you can come on my panel or if I can share something of yours, I'll be more than happy to. So when I did that for the Watts, because they did ask me, I caught a lot of heat, which I don't care, because the thing of it is I offered that, and I still offer that. That's for any of them. Even the Sheats family, Colleen, she knows a friend of the family, and she's welcome to come up here and tell her story and so on and so forth. I'm not going to restrict anyone from it, because I feel like my subscribers would like to. Some of them's going to complain. That's okay. But some of them out there will be glad to see these people on the panel. So they may have had a question they want to ask directly, and I want to give that opportunity to my subscribers if I can.
Right, and you welcome other opinions as well. You don't knock anybody for believing differently.
No.
You've always had a safe, open place to talk.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. And I always will, and if they want to get mad, that's okay. I mean, so what? Do you think there's so much hate because some creators are coming so close to the truth? I have wondered about that, Tam. I absolutely have wondered. Because it does seem like when it hits a point that it can kind of lay dormant almost for a while. Like it's kind of dormant right now to a point. But it's not going to be long till something's going to happen and it's going to be a volcano again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it's been with this case since day one. Well, I mean, the Watts family, to me, talking to them, and things like that, they just seem like I don't know, typical down to earth family, Southern family, you know, um, very close knit family too. And that was a lot of Cindy was hurt. She feels like Chris abandoned them at one point, and that's just the way she felt. I don't know that Ronnie felt that way, but this is back a long time. This is even before Shanann. Now, understand that that's before Shanann when Cindy felt that way at one point. So they're a very close-knit family. I don't know if I would say I got really close to them, but I talked to them, and just like I would, you know, just like I'm talking to you guys, I listen to them. But yeah, I mean, we didn't become best friends or nothing like that. You know, there is some creators that'll tell you they're best friends with the family. I'm not going to tell you that. I talked to them. I talked to Ronnie a whole lot more, okay? But I talked to him, but it's not like we're best friends or anything like that. But they trusted me, and they told me things, and they asked me to share things with you guys, and so that's what I did. And that's pretty much as far as it went.
Good night, Ash and M. Have a good night.
Good night, Ashley. Sleep good, honey, and thank you for coming to see us.
I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Yeah, I've wondered how Mary's doing as well. By the time I came to YouTube, she was already gone. But some of her videos were still there, and I did look at them, and I watched them, and I seen a lady going off the deep end. And it was quite disturbing and sad, really. And I was I've often wondered how she is doing as well. Okay, ladies. Well, if Mia does another live, or Dave tonight, y'all should go check out their channels. But I think we're going to call it a night. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you, Nellie, for coming up here with me.
No, anytime.
And I appreciate it. And all right, guys, I hope you all have a great day, night, evening, wherever you may be. And until next time, this is Unjustified.